Good day, everyone. Let's talk about something that many people experience but often misunderstand: poor leg circulation. You may have felt it yourself, that heaviness in your legs, cold feet, numbness, or even cramping when you walk. When we talk about poor leg circulation, most people immediately think of aging as the primary cause. While it's true that circulation can decline over time, that explanation is far too simplistic and in many cases misleading. The real issue lies deeper, at the level of the blood vessels themselves, specifically in how they function, respond, and adapt to the body's needs. At the center of this process is the endothelium, a thin, delicate lining inside every blood vessel. This layer is not just a passive barrier, it is an active organ that regulates blood flow by releasing chemical signals. One of the most important of these signals is nitric oxide, a molecule that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. When nitric oxide is produced efficiently, blood flows smoothly and reaches even the smallest capillaries in the legs and feet. However, when this system is disrupted, blood vessels lose their ability to dilate properly and circulation becomes restricted. One of the main reasons this dysfunction occurs is chronic inflammation. Inflammation is not always obvious. It can exist at a low level in the body for years without clear symptoms. Factors like poor diet, high sugar intake, processed foods, smoking, and even chronic stress contribute to this state. Over time, inflammation damages the endothelial lining, making it less responsive and less capable of producing nitric oxide. As a result, blood vessels remain more constricted than they should be, reducing blood flow to the lower extremities. Another important factor is oxidative stress. This occurs when there is an imbalance between free radicals and the body's ability to neutralize them with antioxidants. Free radicals can directly damage the endothelium and also degrade nitric oxide, meaning that even if the body produces it, it may not last long enough to be effective. Oxidative stress is often driven by environmental toxins, poor nutrition, lack of sleep, and sedentary behavior. It creates a cycle where blood vessels become progressively less efficient over time. Blood viscosity also plays a role. When blood becomes thicker due to dehydration, high blood sugar, or elevated levels of certain fats, it does not flow as easily through narrow vessels. This is particularly important in the legs, where blood must travel against gravity to return to the heart. Thicker blood increases resistance and makes circulation less efficient, contributing to that heavy or sluggish feeling many people experience. Additionally, there is the issue of vascular stiffness. Healthy blood vessels are flexible. They expand and contract in response to changes in blood flow and pressure. But with aging, inflammation, and certain lifestyle factors, these vessels can become stiff and less responsive. This rigidity further limits the ability of blood to move freely, especially in the smaller arteries and capillaries that supply the legs. Nutrient deficiencies are another overlooked contributor. The body requires specific vitamins and minerals to maintain vascular health and support nitric oxide production. Without these nutrients, the biochemical processes that regulate circulation cannot function optimally. Over time, even mild deficiencies can impair the system enough to produce noticeable symptoms. Physical inactivity is also a major factor. Movement, especially walking, plays a direct role in promoting circulation. When muscles contract, they help push blood through the veins, particularly in the legs. Without regular movement, this natural pumping mechanism becomes less effective, allowing blood to pool and circulation to slow down. Finally, metabolic conditions such as insulin resistance and elevated blood sugar levels can damage blood vessels over time. These conditions accelerate inflammation, increase oxidative stress, and impair endothelial function, all of which contribute to reduced circulation. All of these factors are interconnected. Poor diet leads to inflammation and oxidative stress. These damage the endothelium, reduce nitric oxide limits vessel dilation, thicker, slower moving blood struggles to circulate, and lack of movement compounds the problem. The result is not just a simple issue of getting older, but a complex breakdown in the systems that regulate blood flow. When people think about improving circulation, they often focus on minerals like magnesium or general lifestyle changes, but there is a specific nutrient that tends to be overlooked despite its direct and powerful effects on blood flow: vitamin B3, also known as niacin. This vitamin plays a much more central role in vascular health than most realize, particularly in how blood vessels function and respond to the body's needs. Vitamin B3 is essential for the production of two critical coenzymes in the body, NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and NADP, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. These molecules are involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions, especially those related to energy production and cellular repair. In the context of circulation, their importance becomes even more significant because they directly support the health and function of the endothelial cells lining the blood vessels. When these cells are well supported, they are better able to regulate vascular tone, meaning they can properly signal blood vessels to relax or constrict as needed. One of the most noticeable effects of niacin is its ability to promote vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels. This happens in part because vitamin B3 influences the release of substances that relax the smooth muscle within vessel walls. As these muscles relax, the vessels expand, allowing more blood to pass through with less resistance. This is especially important in the smaller vessels of the legs and feet, where circulation issues often become most apparent. Improved dilation in these areas can lead to better oxygen delivery, reduced discomfort, and a greater sense of warmth and mobility. Another key aspect of vitamin B3 is its effect on blood lipids. It has been shown to help improve cholesterol profiles by increasing high-density lipoprotein, HDL, levels while reducing low-density lipoprotein, LDL, and triglycerides. This matters because imbalanced lipid levels can contribute to the buildup of plaques within arteries, narrowing them and restricting blood flow. By helping to maintain healthier lipid levels, niacin indirectly supports clearer, more open pathways for circulation. Vitamin B3 also plays a role in reducing inflammation, which is one of the major underlying contributors to poor circulation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation can damage the endothelium and impair its ability to produce nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for signaling blood vessels to relax. By supporting metabolic processes that counteract inflammation, niacin helps preserve endothelial function and maintain the body's natural ability to regulate blood flow effectively. There is also an important connection between vitamin B3 and oxidative stress. Through its role in NAD and NADP production, niacin supports antioxidant systems within the body. These systems help neutralize free radicals, which would otherwise damage blood vessels, and degrade nitric oxide. By limiting oxidative damage, vitamin B3 helps sustain the delicate balance required for proper vascular function. In practical terms, one of the most immediate and noticeable effects some individuals experience when taking certain forms of niacin is a flushing sensation. This flushing is characterized by warmth, redness, and a tingling feeling in the skin, particularly in the face and upper body. While it can be surprising, it reflects a temporary increase in blood flow to the surface of the skin due to vasodilation. This response illustrates the vitamin's direct impact on circulation, although it is not the only way niacin works within the body. It is also important to recognize that vitamin B3 exists in different forms, including nicotinic acid and niacinamide, each with slightly different effects. Nicotinic acid is more commonly associated with the flushing response and stronger vasodilatory effects, while niacinamide tends to support cellular metabolism without causing flushing. Both forms contribute to overall health, but their specific roles in circulation can vary. Dietary sources of vitamin B3 are widely available and include foods such as poultry, fish, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Despite this, modern dietary patterns and food processing can sometimes result in suboptimal intake. Over time, even a mild deficiency can affect the body's ability to maintain efficient circulation, particularly when combined with other stressors like inflammation and inactivity. What makes vitamin B3 particularly significant is that it does not act in isolation. Instead, it supports a network of physiological processes that collectively determine how well blood flows through the body. By improving endothelial function, promoting vasodilation, supporting healthy lipid levels, reducing inflammation, and enhancing antioxidant capacity, it addresses multiple aspects of circulation at once. Restoring healthy leg circulation is not about relying on a single intervention, but about consistently supporting the body's natural mechanisms that regulate blood flow. The first and most immediate step involves improving daily movement. The circulatory system in the legs depends heavily on muscle activity to assist blood returning to the heart. When you walk, flex your calves, or even shift your posture regularly, you activate what is often called the muscle pump. This mechanical action pushes blood upward through the veins, preventing stagnation and pooling. Even short, frequent walks throughout the day can make a measurable difference, especially for individuals who spend long hours sitting. Equally important is the quality of nutrition. Supporting circulation requires providing the body with the raw materials it needs to maintain vascular health. Foods rich in vitamin B3, such as poultry, fish, legumes, and whole grains, should be included regularly as they contribute to endothelial function and energy metabolism. At the same time, incorporating foods that naturally support nitric oxide production can enhance blood vessel dilation. Leafy greens, beets, and other nitrate-rich vegetables play a role in this process, helping the body maintain a steady supply of the compounds needed for proper vascular signaling. Hydration is another foundational factor that is often underestimated. Blood is largely composed of water, and even mild dehydration can increase its viscosity, making it thicker and more difficult to circulate efficiently. Maintaining consistent fluid intake helps ensure that blood flows smoothly through both large vessels and the smallest capillaries. This becomes particularly important in warm climates or during physical activity, where fluid loss can occur more rapidly. Addressing inflammation is a critical part of restoring circulation. Chronic inflammation interferes with endothelial function and reduces the availability of nitric oxide. This can be managed by reducing the intake highly processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats, while increasing the consumption of whole, nutrient-dense foods. Ingredients rich in natural antioxidants such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds help counteract oxidative stress and protect the blood vessels from damage. Over time, this shift can improve the responsiveness and flexibility of the vascular system. Sleep also plays a significant role in circulatory health. During sleep, the body undergoes repair processes that include the restoration of blood vessels and the regulation of metabolic functions. Inadequate or poor quality sleep can contribute to increased inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and impaired vascular function. Establishing a consistent sleep routine and ensuring sufficient rest supports the body's ability to maintain proper circulation over the long term. Posture and daily habits should not be overlooked. Sitting for extended periods, especially with legs crossed or in positions that restrict blood flow, can contribute to circulatory issues. Making a conscious effort to change positions, elevate the legs periodically, and avoid prolonged immobility helps reduce pressure on the veins and encourages better blood movement. Simple adjustments, such as standing up every hour or performing light stretching, can have a cumulative positive effect. Temperature exposure can also influence circulation. Alternating between warm and cool conditions, such as with contrast showers, can stimulate blood vessels to constrict and dilate, effectively exercising them. This process may help improve vascular responsiveness over time, although it should be approached gradually and with awareness of individual tolerance. Stress management is another important component. Chronic stress triggers the release of hormones that can constrict blood vessels and elevate blood pressure, both of which negatively impact circulation. Incorporating relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or gentle physical activities can help regulate the nervous system and promote a more balanced vascular response. In some cases, targeted supplementation may be considered to support nutritional gaps, particularly when dietary intake is insufficient. However, this should be approached thoughtfully with attention to appropriate forms and dosages rather than as a substitute for foundational lifestyle changes. The goal is to complement, not replace, the body's natural systems. Ultimately, leg circulation comes down to creating an environment in which blood vessels can function optimally. This involves consistent movement, proper nutrition, adequate hydration, reduced inflammation, sufficient rest, and balanced daily habits. Each of these elements contributes to the overall efficiency of the circulatory system, and when combined, they reinforce one another to produce a more sustained and meaningful improvement in blood flow.